They always say, you listen to the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And we're like, this is fun. You have
no. It's going to be the same thing as Ultimate Beastmaster.
They asked me to go in the Masked Dancer to be a judge. And I went out there. Brian Austin Green was one of the judges who I fully was in love with when I was a kid. And I went and Paula Abdul was there. And Dr. Ken and Ashley Tisdale. And I just went out like guns blazing.
Sure.
I was like, I'm only here to fuck Brian Austin Green.
That's
like,
what
I went
love
fucking,
it.
They stopped down.
Yeah.
All like 5 people came out with like clipboards and they were like, we need you to truly stop. Like it was like, because there were people in the audience and it was being recorded and they were like, we need you to stop talking.
But you know what though?
They were like, it's a kid's show, but it's also a kid's show on ABC.
Yeah, but it's like, but that's why I love doing the
Read the
podcast.
room.
That's why the podcasts are so beautiful, because like we don't have to be in that box. We could just be comedians and like be the group of people that say things you're not supposed to say to like give relief to society.
And also this is, that we like to go into dangerous territories,
Yes.
even if we say things we don't mean, or we have to be able to like have these uncomfortable conversations and be wrong. Yeah, and we're idiots. We're comedians. Like
why I don't understand why now there's this thing where like comedians' jokes define who they are. It's like they're jokes. It's like if I'm making a joke about it, it's because I probably feel the opposite of what I just said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm joking about it. Yeah. But that's why I love doing podcasts on my Patreon. Like that's why I feel like Patreon just saves. You know what I mean?
And a really big part of what comedy is devil's advocate and defending something you find reprehensible. Like as a comedy exercise, being like, I'm pro gold diggers. Here's what, like, it's just like,
no, dude.
In a way, we're failed lawyers.
I think, and too, like amongst comedians, it's like you can't be hateful and funny. It's like one or the other. It's like the people get in trouble because they're like, oh, it was just a joke. It's like, no, it wasn't even remotely funny.
That
like,
wasn't,
we know that it's not funny because your heart is filled with hate. But us, it's like, we're just making jokes because it's to give relief to the groups.
Yes.
But people are like, you can't say that word. So it's like, fuck them. We stay in the podcast, stay in the Patreon, patreon.com/Chris D Comedy, and just that's where we live. And if True TV finds a joke from 10 years ago and they fire me, good, I'll just come back here.
Fine, yeah.
Who cares?
It's so bulletproof.
Great.
Now.
It's almost like that's why I love like the Andrew Schultz and the Tim Dillon.
Find me one person that didn't make a mistake 10 years ago on Twitter. Jesus.
It's like it's like even like there was like in my daughter's school, her teachers went out and were like, bars are open in New York, outdoor dining. Mm-hmm. They were like, they went out and had a drink during the parent-teacher conference, and one of them posted on the Instagram, and then they sent to the teachers to the parents group, like, look at our child's teacher drinking. I'm like, she's 25 years old. Like, if she wasn't drinking, I'd be like,
if you were teaching children all day, wouldn't you need a drink?
I was like, do you know my kid? Fucking hard.
Have you hung out with your own kid?
Yeah.
This is so.
Yeah, dude.
So many of my parents' friends, so many of my parents' friends, so many of my friends who are parents, they are complaining about, they're like, Zoom school's so awful, my kid. I'm like, yeah. You just had to spend time with your kid finally.
Yes.
Your kid kicks me in the shin every time they come. Your kid's a dickhead.
Oh my God, dude. I mean, quarantining with a 5-year-old, it's like I was welcoming COVID. I was like 2 weeks on a ventilator. That's a vacation for me.
Every teacher should get free scotch at 5 o'clock.
Yes, I was like.